Glade! We have Glade in the party. Guys, we have Glade. Oh, PopCap with the joke. Indeed, he is Ekov. First time we are seeing this Glade in the main event. The only time we are seeing Glade in the main event. As we have a match point, by the way, for Aftermath Gaming, as I'll add the score. So, Portuguese and Berbers go down on one side, Vikings and Magyars on the other. What we have remaining is Aztecs and Malians with Celts and Turks. The other side, Chinese and Indians against Khmer and Byzantines. Wait, no, Khmer and Teutons. Khmer is still in the hands of the Viper. We have seen what he can do. It is amazing. It is glorious. So, we have Glade on. I'm super hyped for this one. Let's see if we get any personnel changes. Nope, MBL and Nikov will play in this game as well. I think that's the right thing to do here. We got match point. So this is the time. And the thing still stands. Every time MBL is yellow, they are winning. 3 games for MBL in yellow, they won. 2 games for Viper in yellow, and they won. So, really, right now, it's whoever has the yellow color wins the games right now. Alright, so we have a few moments until they launch up the game. I'll refill my water and we'll be back in a second, so have a chair. Alright, no more chair for you. I'm back. So, let's see. We will have Game 6 coming up very soon. MBL and Nikov still in the party. Let's see. Who are we waiting for? Who are we waiting for? We are waiting for TaToH to 14. Alright. So, soon we'll be on to Glade, and this is the moment when I'm actually gonna show you the beautiful screen I made for Glade, and I didn't have any chance to use. So, Glade is kind of arena type map. You start off encircled with wood and a very small exit. You aren't walled, but it's super easy to wall yourself off. So fast castle is definitely an option. There is neutral pockets with resources as well, but your starting base has very little starting resources. So you will have to move to the outside and take the fight here in the middle of the field to grab control over the key resources of Glade. So, we will soon be jumping into this game, I really hope at least. So, let's see. Do we got a game on? Nope. We don't. We don't have a game on. Soon we'll have the spec delay anyways, don't worry. Maybe they are taking a 2 minutes break. This is match point, so I understand that they might take a break here. I'll be switching to that scene here. Give me a second. It's gonna take a moment. Alright. By the way, I'm happy to report that over 5,000 people are watching this tournament throughout the various casters. So, happy to hear that. Hopefully everyone will enjoy it, wherever you're watching it. It is gonna be Game 6 of the TaToH tournament grand final. The map is called Glade, and we have a very interesting map spawn over here for our yellow player, MBL. He's gonna be playing as Aztecs in yellow. To the south, north of him, it's gonna be his teammate Nikov. He's gonna take the Turks, which is actually an okay idea, I think. Fast castling into Janissaries is definitely a possibility here. Fast castle overall is a very strong strategy on this map. No Koreans though. As you can see, there is a very little starting resources for the players, so they'll have to move to the outside. Oops. Why do you have this? You shouldn't have this, right? It's just my wrong hotkey pressed. Anyways, let's see. Viper is on the northern part of the map. He is playing as Chinese. This is actually a very, very good matchup. And one thing I would point out, indeed, this is not a great base, to be honest, for MBL. It's really weird. I haven't actually seen such a side entrance Glade matchup. One thing why Glade is actually super scary for players is that it's not all about how easy it is to defend. It is also about how easy it is to get cornered. Because if the opponent takes control over this region, you have nowhere to go. So I would like to see players attempting to chop their way out, possibly MBL over here, but he's not doing that. Neither does Nikov, but Viper does it. This is smart. The best thing I think to do on this map is try to chop your way out towards your teammate, like what TaToH is doing. He is chopping himself out here. From the north, it's gonna be his teammate. The best would be if they were chopping like Viper chops here, TaToH chops here. That opens this at some time, and they'll be able to move outside and aid each other here as well. Opens up the possibilities for later trade. So the problem is that if you are chopping at the back and you lose control over your entrance, you are kind of dead. There's a lot of pinging going on over here as Nikov and MBL are targeting a villager here from TaToH. What a snipe. 4 minutes have passed. Good. Good. What a play by Aftermath. This is a significant thing on this map. Nikov and MBL sniping down one villager. Now they might trade scouts here, even though they got double the power. So where is Viper's scout at? He's just scouting around the other side of the map. TaToH is in a big trouble. Losing one villager here is definitely hurting him quite badly, as Viper is also house walling. He already has the loom because he's playing Chinese, and he is kind of lucky with his map spawn. Has the berries and the deer quite close to each other. Gold is okay, stone is very good for him. Gold is okay as well for Nikov, and the back stone is very good. And you got yellow. What yellow? I'm dumb. You got the gold and the stone at the back for TaToH, which is a very, very good move. Another possible attempt by Nikov to snap a villager. It's really unlucky that this eagle went away. If MBL still had his scout around, they could have killed this villager as well. Now TaToH will be able to get that house up finally. Lot of idle time, and the villager picked off. Front stone is not good for MBL, so this is definitely something that could be towered, and indeed, the funniest strategy you can do on this map is to try and void your opponent in. You can actually do that. Now, going into feudal and walling in doesn't really have a lot of sense. The reason why is because you don't gain anything by grabbing map control in feudal. You gain an advantage if you get map control early castle age. This is why you fast castle on this map. And then you try to pressure the entrance. Best case scenario, manage to add the stone wall over there. That is something your opponent will be able to break out from. In fact, he's gonna drop a castle most likely, or a siege workshop to blast down those walls. But that is definitely an option you can go for. In fact, I think the safest way to avoid getting trapped in your base is a fast castle into dropping up a castle as well. This is why I feel like Spanish, Burmese, Koreans are very good on this map. Koreans in particular are very good for towering. So Koreans are possibly the best save for Glade in my point of view. Anyways, TaToH's eco is going to be hurt a tiny bit by the loss of that villager, but he's going to get the cheaper farms, so it's not the end of the world just yet. And what is that? What is that by MBL? Huh. I don't know what to think about this one. Why is he sneaking a barracks over here? Like, it's right next to Nikov. Interesting. What Farbuter says is actually making a lot of sense here. That having one villager on the outside gives you freedom, even if you get trapped. And to be honest, MBS going double barracks indicates that he wants to go for an eagle push. This is gonna be an eagle push by MBL. Viper and Nikov also on their way to feudal, and I think TaToH is gonna click up as well. Although it doesn't seem likely. Maybe TaToH going for a fast castle. Who knows? But if MBL can go for some early eagles, this is gonna turn out very good. Nikov clicking up at 26 villagers. This is a fast castle from him. Same fast castle from Viper and TaToH over here. The only one who is not fast castling is MBL, although is this a fast castle or not? I feel like this could still be an FC. He's kind of low on wood to drop these two buildings early in feudal, but he's got the gold, he's got the food to click up very soon if he just lands the two buildings in feudal. And he could be going to a fast castle eagle build. Let's see. He's not popping out any eagles just yet. Going market and blacksmiths. This is gonna be an FC into eagles, and that can be a very, very strong composition by MBL. What can these civilizations do against eagles? Because Chinese is an archer civ, and that's what Viper is going for. Eagles will just chew those guys up. On the other side, TaToH, what's his plan? Is he planning to go for knights? That's definitely an option. Yeah, Tripper Bust is saying that Teutonic Knights can eat eagles, but of course, eagles have the mobility, so I don't account for the fact that that's never gonna be a fight. Eagles will never fight against Teutonic Knights in this matchup, because eagles will just always run away. Anyways, last player to castle is gonna be TaToH here, as he is going for a fast castle knights. Now, knights are a better answer to the eagles, and I like the fact that MBL has also started to add the eagles already. And you know why this is good is that he has a villager already on the outside. This is a lot of idle time on him, by the way, so this is not super efficient. But what he can do is, right as he hits castle age, he can start dropping a town center over here and boom on the outside, because you have to boom on the outside. That's the thing. That applies for everybody. You really have to move a villager out, start making a TC and boom on the outside. Nikov is collecting a lot of stone. I know which direction this is going. There is two ways. Nikov either adds a defensive castle and starts going Janissaries. or they will utilize the early aggression of MBL and add the super aggressive castle. And if that is the case, that could be brutal. I would like to see that. MBL with the Eagles marches forward to Viper's base. Viper has no answers. Secret has spotted the barracks because the scout was lurking around here trying to snipe the villager a lot of times ago. So yeah, they spotted the barracks. They spot the Eagles now. And let's see if they are gonna add the TC. And where is the castle gonna go? Defensive castle, or are they gonna drop it in the face of the Viper? You got the Eagles to kill the archers. It's gonna be defensive castle. I understand that decision. It's a safer way to play, I think. But on the other side, if you can utilize these Eagles to smash the archers from the Viper and land the castle in his face, then that is something that the Viper will definitely struggle with. Anyways, last to Castle Age is gonna be TaToH. He's just one stable right now. And eventually the Eagles will be overrunning these positions. No Eagle Warrior upgrade just yet for MBL. Instead, he is adding a house over here. I think it's gonna be a TC at one time. They need to add a TC to the outside. That's the number one thing. So, let's see. Janissary is coming up. And that's gonna be an interesting composition. Problem is that they don't have anything against those knights. Aside from Aztec monks, guess what? Aztec monks are great against knights and the Eagles are already moving in. Now TaToH is adding the 2 TCs to the inside. That's something I dislike. This is okay. You have a wood TC and you can just chop wood endlessly on this one. But not this one. This gold will soon run out. Look at that. It's 2.4k. And if it runs out, he will be forced to move to the outside without any defense. Now it's gonna be coming up with the knights +1 armor already for TaToH. Janissaries going in one by one. If they meet the crossbows should be able to deal with them. But that's a lot of Eagles, still no upgrades into Eagle Warrior as of yet. It looks like TaToH is trying to block these Eagles as much as he can. Now it's more Eagles coming up and there is going to be some Vululu as well. Oh, it's Ambia grabbing the relic first, that's smart. True arena player here. Beautiful splits, by the way, from I'm dumb. Okay, let me start that sentence from the beginning. Beautiful splits there by the Viper. There we go. So, there is gonna be some Janissaries being popped out, but not a lot. What's the plan for Nikov? He's not an... Okay, now he's adding more. And it's a forward siege workshop by MBL. What's scary for Aftermath right now is that they don't really have a good eco, especially if you start to compare it to TaToH's eco here. So, TaToH is gonna be free TCs very soon. Well, in fact, he is already free TCs, even though, like I said, I dislike this positioning. I feel like Aftermath has to take over this pocket. Like, they got a lot of buildings over here already. It's not a big deal to drop a TC over here on this wood and, let's say, on this stone. On this goldie. Anyways, Eagle Warrior upgrade is there for MBL. Janissaries against Knights is not a great engagement, even though they have a good damage output. But, I don't know. Like, this early aggression seems fancy for Aftermath, but it doesn't do anything right now. Okay, there we go, Town Center coming up from MBL. It doesn't do anything right now against Secret. So Secret just got the time to boom, and TaToH is free TCs already. Viper could go for more TCs very soon as well. But however, those crossbows will stand kind of no chance against these Eagles, as they are just hopelessly trying to chase down that one lonely scout from the opponent. Anyways, Janissaries do get the range advantage as opposed to crossbows, and crossbows will definitely struggle against this push of Eagle Warriors here. So, free TC is coming up. Again, I definitely dislike the fact that Nikov is adding the 2 town centers inside his base, because gold control is going to be essential. There is not a lot of gold on this map, and you really need to grab control over every bit of gold you can get on this map. And to be honest, I'm not sure why these Eagles are not engaging. I really don't know. They just allowed that monk to be sniped by the crossbows. Really not sure what MBL is trying to do here with his Eagles. Like, why go double barracks into Eagles if you are not capitalizing on it at all? Alright, now this is what I like from Viper. Moves out the TC to the outside, grabs the gold. Exactly what you need. This is an okay TC as well from MBL, but you need boom. Still, villager counts are fairly even. I just don't know why Aftermath has committed so much resources to early Castle Age aggression when they don't gain anything with this? That's my question. 30C by MBL on the gold is also very good. In fact, it's gonna be a better boom, 2 times free TCs, than the one that Secret is having right now, unless Viper adds another TC. Anyways, now the Egos are moving up as well as the Janissaries. They might double in on Viper. That might be the case. But it's super tricky because there's a lot of Knights coming up from TaToH. This Monk just has 30 HP. Not even a single upgrade on this Aztec Monk right now. Villager killed here because the crossbows are just roaming free. I don't know why these Egos are not engaging these guys. They have the speed advantage to catch up with them. And they can take very good fights even though they are missing quite a lot of upgrades. I just don't know what MBL is planning here. That's my problem. What's the plan for MBL? Like, he has amassed a big army of Egos. He's getting Shaman now. By the way, that's a good point by Firebuilder. Indeed, Teutons will make it harder for the monks. Way harder. But right now, these Egos are just chilling here at the back. As this TC is denied, Viper adding TC3 outside. This is smart. This is super smart by the Viper, by the way. That's the way you should be playing Glade, in my point of view. Anyways, the range advantage is paying off quite well for the Janissaries as these crossbows are now forced to run. And if these Egos move in, this could be interesting. Now, one thing to point out. Teutons do have Paladins, but Aztecs don't have Halberdiers. And the best anti-cavalry option right now, or well, late game, for Nikov and MBL, will be heavy camos, which are super gold heavy. So, their anti-cavalry options will be fairly limited, and they are facing off against a very good cavalry sieve, even though this is kind of turning out to be a massacre here from Secret's side. A lot of firepower packed in those Janissaries, and it seems Secret will be able to overwhelm the forces of AM over here, but barely. This is not a big advantage, kind of ending out in a stalemate. 40C boom coming up by MBL as they take 2 sides of the map. But the crossbows are just smashing through all these Janissaries. Problem with the Turks is that they are super gold heavy, and being this gold heavy unit here, or civilization, will definitely have problems on a map that has kind of low gold spots. Especially gold spots that are completely under your control. Okay, meanwhile, you got more archers for the Viper. I like the fact that he's expanding quite rapidly. Relics is just 1 for MBL. Remember that he's Aztecs. He's gonna get extra advantage from the relics. TaToH expanding his base to the right side. That is something that Aftermath might completely forget about. Look at that. MBL, he's just gonna completely lock himself in here. And just boom in the inside and boom on the outside. Problem is that these gold miners will have to be repositioned. Anyways, it's gonna be 40C boom from MBL and TaToH. Ecos are completely balanced right now. But I feel like the composition of TaToH and Viper just convinced me more, especially if you will switch to Chukunus if you're Viper. Because one time there will be a Chukunu switch for Viper. He's getting close to having enough stone to drop a castle. Might actually try to grab control over here. That would be a good spot for a castle. TaToH going up to Imperial. Same for Viper though. Look at that. Look at that. Viper and TaToH both going up to Imperial. AM is not even close to clicking up. What's going on over here? They invested so much in their early Castle Age aggression and they'll face 2 Imperial Age players in seconds. This is big problems here for Aftermath. In this case, it might even be ARBs indeed for Viper. And that is a big problem. Like, MBL started producing Egos in Feudal but didn't really engage in any major conflicts before. Taking down one archer range won't change matters. That's the problem. They are just behind now. Nikov is getting close to Imperial. But unless they can do significant damage on the opponent's eco, this isn't gonna happen. They're trying to take this hill, but yeah, that's everything they can do. What's up after that? Forward castle coming up by Nikov, but he's still popping out more Janissaries. Soon Imperial Age will arrive for them as well. But they are gonna be late. They are gonna be late, and indeed, I am definitely believing that this could go to Game 7. Especially considering that Nikov still hasn't clicked up, just MBL. Now the problem is that even if it might seem easy to just smash the way inside Viper's base, Viper is just gonna quick wall that. So it seems very unlikely that it is gonna be possible to get inside Viper's base here. Mangonels not getting their target. Problem is that these guys not doing damage. It's just one dance party here. And all about the booms. Wouldn't Turks be better as Cav archers? Possible. Depends. Cav archers is very gold heavy as well. It's tough, because crossbows will just eat up Cav archers. Might be better. Might be better though. I'm not a big fan of Janissaries, to be honest. Anyways, indeed, MBL is missing a lot of upgrades from his egos, now gets forging. He still could use Garland Wars, but he needs a castle for that. He just starts mining stone, as it looks like a big blob of TaToH's Knights will be marching towards the base of MBL. Oh boy. This is gonna get interesting here. MBL will get completely cornered. Just look at that. He's gonna get an outpost up, and he's gonna see a blob of units coming his way. Cavaliers, Arbalests. How is he gonna defend himself against that? He's hurrying up a storm wall, but remember, there is no escape from your base. There is no escape. If Viper and TaToH find a way inside, or just push these villagers back continuously, there is nowhere to run. This is the big problems. Egos are moving in, but without the support of those Janissaries, they'll be kind of worthless here. As it looks like monks could arrive here very soon. Anyways, look at that, another layer of walls being hurried up here. Like I said, no. Look, and MBL is also running out of stone. That's a big problem. That's a big problem. And the Arbs are just sniping the villagers, and there is nowhere to run. There is nowhere to run here. MBL is adding another town center here. So, oh, it's super close. It's super close. MBL is still well fortified here. But it's just one big dance party here. MBL's kill death ratio is very bad. 9 kills to 32 deaths. Basically, he was just running around with eagles. Unless the grand plan was to get up to super elite eagle warriors with Garland Wars and all upgrades, it's not working. Ecos are still super even. I don't like the fact that Nikov is grabbing this relic. I mean, it's okay that Nikov grabs relics. It's more about the fact that if you're actually acting as a team, I would like to see that relic given to MBL, because MBL's got the Aztec relic bonus. So that's definitely something you could get an additional help from. And the problem is that the Paladins are coming, and remember what I said. There is no good anti-cavalry unit right now in the composition of Aftermath. More importantly, Aztecs don't get hubs, Turks don't get hubs. So basically, there is nothing that could stop a blob of Paladins here. And Paladins will just smash through all these Eagle Warriors who are missing a lot of upgrades. Still no Garland Wars. And let's see. Barracks coming up by Nikov. He didn't have a barracks just yet, so he's hurrying it up to get to camels. And guess what? The guys are in. This is why MBL's villager count dropped so heavily. How did these guys get in? Where is the hole? Possibly over there. I don't see that. But now, Cavaliers inside MBL's eco. He's down to 61 villagers. I was seeing that MBL had a low villager count, but I didn't see why. Now I see that. Relic Gathering is a team bonus? Indeed, it's a team bonus. My bad. Scarface. It's my bad. Anyways, MBL got smashed here. And there is the Paladins coming. Remember, did I mention that there is nothing that can counter Cavaliers in the composition of MBL and Nikov? There is nothing. Not even to talk about the fact that you are gonna have Arbs facing you. Yep, the best thing you can have is Aztec Pikes. Aztec Pikes are garbage against Paladins. They're okay against Cavaliers, but they cannot take a fight against Paladins. Especially if you got Arbalest to support. Aztec Pikes are not enough here. They cannot fight against Paladins. That's the big weakness of Aztecs there. That they are struggling as super heavy cavalry in late Imperial. Anyways, now it seems to be something that Secret is gonna grab. There is the Siege Gems coming up from Team Secret, and Aftermath is calling the GG. Honestly here, I really don't know what Aftermath was planning. I don't want to blame them or anything. Their civilizations weren't the best for this matchup, especially Turks on a map like this is a tiny bit problematic, even though it's not better on Dry Lake either. But this map doesn't have a lot of gold, and Turks are super bad with their trash. So if Turks lose gold over here, it's instant GG. But the other thing is that it's just weird that MBA started popping out Eagles. I thought he's gonna get fast castle, Eagles, and then just go over here, drop a castle in the face of Viper or something, but no, they went defensive castle, and they were just dancing around with their army. MBA's kill death ratio is horrible, because he didn't even engage in any fights. I don't know why he committed to... Committing to Eagles is not a bad idea. It's more like about the fact why he didn't use them to anything here. Alright, so why is the draft not showing here? Draft? What's up with the draft screen here? Okay, draft is back, thank God. It disappeared for a second.